Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fremont Eagles Network on YouTube and IHSA TV for tonight's doubleheader of IHSA boys basketball between the Fairfield Falcons and the host Fremont Eagles. We are about 3 minutes out from the opening game of tonight, starting with the JV. Should be a good matchup tonight because Fairfield, historically a decent basketball program. I believe they're in Class 3A. Out of possible between 1 and 4A. Fremont, very small program, but very good this year. They have maybe their best team since mid-2000s this year, varsity and JV. They also have a second-year coach, Coach Josh Stuckey. He's taking them in the right direction after a sectional championship last year, and they sit at 9-6 this year. Hoping to continue their success tonight against Fairfield. I believe Fairfield stands at 11-5 for their varsity. They're also having a successful season in the NECC. Looks like we'll start about a couple minutes late of the scheduled 6 o'clock mark. Probably about 6:02. Just received the 2-minute warning from the buzzer as Fairfield finishes its warm-ups. Fremont's already on the bench, awaiting the starting lineups and the national anthem. Student section for Fremont already starting to file in. On the left side of your screen, you can see all the white for tonight's whiteout. At a small school like this, not often a very large student section, but a very loud one nonetheless. Small, but loud and proud. Fremont and Fairfield both sit right next to each other in the latest NECC rankings, at least according to the newspaper people. Out of the 12 teams in the conference, Fremont sits at 5th in the newspaper rankings, and Fairfield sits at 4th. And with less than a minute to go, looks like we're about to get things underway. Let these final few seconds tick away as the teams prepare to get off the bench and start the action here in Fremont, Indiana.
Welcome to Fremont High School. Let's meet the starting lineups with the JV game tonight. First, for Fairfield Falcons, number 30, Alex Ofer. Number 12, Noah Mass. 14, Andrew Miller. 23, Cohen Custer. And number 10, Carter Gibson. Starting for the Fremont Eagles. Number 3, Caden Offnager. Number 13, Colton Guthrie. Number 21, Gage Oak. Number 25, Brogan Blue. And number 45, Connor Sleeve.
There's your starting lineups for tonight's JV game. Tip-off coming momentarily. It's been a while since Fremont's been on the court. Their last game was nearly a week ago on a Saturday, an afternoon game versus Fort Wayne Canterbury. They came out successful in both games there. Varsity by a very slim margin, JV by a large margin. Here we go. And Fairfield would win the tip easily. 6'5" sophomore Noah Mass there winning it for Fairfield. Fremont coming out in a very spread out, tough defense. See what they dial up. Fairfield's got the advantage here in terms of size and height. But we'll see. Oh, and the long arms of Gage Cope get the steal there for Fremont. Colton Guthrie, their leading scorer, will bring it down. Get it over to Huffnagel. He'll drive a little bit, kick it back out, and it's tipped away. Fremont will retain possession. Looking for someone to inbound it to. They get it into Brogan Blue. He'll give it off to Caden Huffnagel. Survey the landscape. Over to Guthrie. Looking for an opening, but Fairfield's playing tough defense. Blue corrals it. He'll drive. Goes up for it, but he travels. Yep. Jumps. He did a good jump stop, then took too many steps. Fairfield will bring it back down. See if they can get something going here. As both teams' first offensive possessions come up with nothing. Fairfield will drive, go up, and just missed. Rebound goes to Fremont. Guthrie almost has it poked away, but gets it back. Over to Slee in the corner, he'll drive. Pass over to Blue. Almost loses it, gets it back though. And bad pass there as there'll be an over and back call. So defense really playing a role in this game as the score is still 0-0 with 15 seconds all gone in this game. Easy bucket for number 12, Noah Mast. Fremont get it in. Fairfield playing a press. Fremont gets it down quickly. They handle the press usually pretty well. Get it over to Guthrie. Back to Blue. Blue will drive, go up, and just miss. Gage Cope gets the rebound and goes up with it. Misses, but gets fouled. Cope is Fremont JV's tallest player. According to the roster, he stands at 6'3". He may be just an inch shorter than that, but it doesn't matter. First shot short, bounces off the front iron. Second attempt is up and bounces around and goes in. Both teams have gotten successful scoring, but Fairfield holds a 1-point margin. They'll drive, kick it back out. Over to 14, he'll take the jumper, and it's good. Those shots are usually low percentage of success, high percentage of difficulty, but he made it work there. Cope takes it in, goes up, and gets it to go. Back to 1-point margin again, 4-3, Fairfield with the lead with 3 minutes gone in this quarter. Fairfield drives, maybe traveled, but no call. Doesn't matter, Blue got it. Huffnagel will bring it up, give it to Slee, who just corrals it. And, yep, tried to kick it back out to the other corner, but landed on the baseline. Fairfield will get the ball back. Very tough defense played by both teams so far, but a few daring individuals have managed to get a basket here and there. Got a lane, and he's got it. It's number 10, Seth Yoder, with the bucket. Fremont comes back on offense, and Huffnagel was not paying attention as it poked away, but Guthrie gets it right back. And timeout goes to Fremont. Coach Bontrager is going to call timeout here, talk things over. With almost half the quarter gone. Fairfield 6 points, Fremont 3. all of Fremont's 3 points so far have been scored by Gage Cope on a power layup and a free throw. Fairfield scoring is responsible by 3 different players. 2 of them still on the floor. And Fremont looking for something here. Get some points going. Slee will drive, kick it out to the corner to Huffnagel. Gets it back inside to Cope. Back to Huffnagel, he'll take a shot. And he got it to bank. I could have sworn that was off, but went off the glass, and just like that, Fremont's tied it up. And Fairfield gets a little anxious and throws it away just like that. Fremont with a good offensive possession to tie, and now they get the ball back. Having some trouble inbounding as the press is doing its work. Oh, good fake pass by Guthrie, and then gets it back to Cope, who's wide open for the layup. Fremont takes a 2-point lead, 8-6. Fairfield moving it around, looking for a shot. They'll get it down low, kick it back out. Trying to find an opening, but not finding one. Now they have a lane, he'll drive, kick it over to another guy, and just missed. The shot by Noah Mass just rims out. Fremont will slow it down a little bit, look for a lane. Guthrie gets it over to Cope. He'll drive, misses, and throws it away. But they'll drive, and I thought that was all ball, but they'll call a foul on 45 for Fremont, Connor Slee. And they will call it on the floor, so no shot. Seth Yoder will inbound for the Falcons. Get it in wide open on the perimeter for 3, missed. Rebounded by Cope. Guthrie will bring it up the floor again. Gets over to Slee. Coach Bontrager's calling the play Giannis, whatever that means. Brogan Blue will drive and kisses it off the glass. Fremont with a 4-point lead with 2.5 minutes left in this quarter. Fairfield with some urgency in their step. Another shot from the perimeter. This one just rims out. Rebounded by Cope, and they'll call a grabbing. Sorry, I don't believe that's the official term. A holding foul, excuse me, on number 4 for Fairfield, Cohen Yoder. This press is making it hard to inbound. They get it in regardless. Get it down the court. Guthrie at the top of the key with it. He'll drive, get it over to Blue. He'll drive, kick it over to the corner. Over to Slee. He'll look for a lane, can't find one. Over to Guthrie in the corner, he's a good shooter. Just misses though. Rebound Huffnagel, and he got shoved out of bounds, there will be no call. And as the ball came off of him after he was shoved, Fairfield will retain possession. Number 30 for Fairfield will be bringing up. I did not have him on my roster. Must be a new addition. Good play, but off the hands of Mast. Fremont gets the ball back. Looking for an opening. Fairfield playing very tight defense. Guthrie thought he had a shot, but was covered immediately. Slee with a deep 3, just off. Off the fingertips of Cope. Rebounded by 30 for Fairfield again. It looks like they'll slow it down a little bit here as the quarter starts to wind down. Just look for a shot, but prevent Fremont from having enough time to score. Gets double team, loses it, and Huffnagel gets it back with a minute left. Blue handling it. Lets the offense get set up a little. Slee gets it over to Guthrie. They move it around a little bit. Mass playing very tight defense on Connor Slee. He's having a hard time finding an opening. Cope will drive and then kick it out to Huffnagel. Go for the jump, and too strong, doesn't even hit the rim, just goes off the glass. Fairfield will come up quickly, but will settle down again just like last time, let the clock wind. Just wait for a shot with a little bit of time left. That'd be the ideal situation for them. 22 will take a deep jump shot. No good, but all 6'5" of Mass gets it. According to the roster, he is 6'5". At least I have not personally measured him. And yep, they will hold it for the last 20 seconds and either drive or look for a 3 here would be my guess. He'll dribble for about 20 seconds and then look for a shot. He'll get it over to Mass. Mass will throw it away. His teammate made a very convincing double move that even faked him out. So throws it out of bounds, and Fremont will bring the ball up the court with 4 seconds left in this quarter. They'll look for an opening on this press, and will lose it with no time going off the clock as no player inbounds had touched it. So Fairfield gets the ball right back with no time having expired right under the basket. So very good opportunity for them, especially with the big players they have down low. Blue steals it. He had plenty of time to shoot. He didn't need already. And it just bounces off the front iron. The crowd would have gone nuts if he made that. And that will be the finale of the first quarter here at Fremont, as Fremont stands with 10 points over Fairfield with 6 points. Fairfield scored very quickly in the opening half of the quarter and then did not score at all for the second half. Gage Cope is the leading scorer for Fremont after the first quarter with 5 points, half of their total. Broken Blue adds a layup, 2 points in there. And then Caden Huffnagel will round it out with a 3-pointer he had early in the first quarter. So both teams have their totals rounded up by 3 different players shooting. As 2 players on each team, the starters at least, remain scoreless. Coach for Fairfield getting his team hyped up for the second quarter, as they will go on defense first. Guthrie will inbound the ball. Surprisingly, he does not have any points yet. He is their leading scorer by far, but 3 other players have got the points so far. He'll lose the handle. Good takeaway by Mitchell Miller for Fairfield. They'll move the ball a little bit. Now Fremont starting to put some pressure. Kick it over to the perimeter. 3. Just off, but rebounded by Mass again. Another 3. They miss it that time, and it'll be a pushing foul on, I believe, number 3 for Fairfield, Zach Miller. Yep. Contrary to popular belief, there is no such thing as an over-the-back call. It is a pushing foul. Slee will take a 3. Not strong enough, and ball's off of Fairfield. Fremont will retain possession. But as I was saying, there is no official over-the-back call. It is a pushing call, even though many fans think there's such thing. They'll try to get Guthrie open to the perimeter. He's not. He'll get it over to Blue. So look for an opening here, set up their offense. Guthrie will drive, get it over to Slee. He'll dribble around. Huffnagel for another 3, just off. Cope with the rebound. Gets it over to Guthrie for another attempt, just off. And 30 for Fairfield will end up with it. They'll move down quickly before Fremont has a chance to set up a defense. Over to the perimeter. Move it around a little bit, set up the offense. 3 will drive. Doesn't find an opening. Looking for someone to pass to. Slee almost stole it, but he'll try to put up a floater, and good. And he may have acted a little bit on that foul, but the Stripes see it, and they'll give him the and one. Mitchell Miller with the shot, and he'll got one free throw coming. Fremont bringing in both of their subs. There's a C-team game going on at the middle schools, I believe, so they only have 2 people on the bench for this game. That'll be 15, Ethan Grimm, and 23, Bryce Parnan. Both good bench players. Miller's shot is off. Rebound goes to Grimm, just off the bench. Guthrie handles it, looks for a person. Over to Bryce on the perimeter. Back to Guthrie. Huffnagel with it. He'll drive. Gets it over to Grimm. He'll give it over to Guthrie on the corner. He'll drive. Doesn't find an opening. Huffnagel fakes the 3. Back to Guthrie. Back to Huffnagel, who will actually shoot the 3 this time. And it just misses. And number 30 for Fairfield get another rebound. They'll move quickly. They don't have an opening yet. They'll take the shot. Plenty of time. And in and out. Parnan with the rebound. Gets over to Huffnagel, back over to Guthrie. Both the JV and the varsity teams for Fremont move the ball very well. Can pass very well and find an opening. Over to Grimm for 3. Airballs it, but long rebound goes to Guthrie. And then he'll lose the ball after a pass. They'll drive. Good movement by number 3 for Fairfield, and somehow it doesn't go in. There's a good shot. Just came out. Zach Miller will pick up another foul. I believe that'll be his second, as he fouled Parnan on the rebound. And they will bring him out, as well as number 30. He's still not on my roster. I hoped he'd magically appear somewhere. Grimm gets the inbound, back to Blue, back over to Grimm. So they try to break this press that Fairfield's setting. Well, they almost lost it. Guthrie handles it, though. Over to Blue, he'll drive. Doesn't find it. Over to Slee, back to Guthrie. He'll drive baseline, get it to Parnan inside, and he'll kiss it off the glass. Good ball movement. As Fremont has 3 freshmen on the court right now on this JV team that are making moves. Mass will go inside, good pump fake, and gets the easy layup to bring his team back within 2, 12-10 Fremont. Slee will take it inside, doesn't find an opening. Blue will take the 3, way off. I believe it got tipped. As it just grazed the net and then hit the baseline. So Fairfield with a score and then a stop. And they will now come out on offense and hope to tie or take the lead in this game, as we have about 3.5 minutes left in the half. Mass with his long arms keeps the ball out of the reach of any of the Eagles. Cohen Custer will handle it. Gets it over, and there will be a reaching foul on 15, Ethan Grimm. Low fouling game so far. I believe only a total of 8 fouls, 4 on each team. Or, no, 7 fouls. Fremont with 3, Fairfield with 4. 23 will drive it, and the blocking foul on Guthrie. Tried to sell the fall, tried to get a charging foul, but he put his body in there and he knows it. He didn't complain. As we now have 4 fouls each for each team. They'll get into Mass down low. It's a dangerous spot. Ball tumbles around. Fairfield ends up with it. As they're looking for an opening, they have a lane. Kick it out to the corner. And just missed the 3. That would have been a really good play if they got it. They got the rebound, though. And they lose it off the foot. Number 20, Mitchell Miller, lost the ball off the leg as Ethan Grimm will inbound it for the Eagles with 3 minutes left in this half. They lost it. Fairfield gets it. Passes it around, looks for an opening. They'll drive, go up, and Mast will get the foul, but could not get the ball to go. As Fremont makes a few errors here, just throwing the ball around. Foul's pretty spread out for both teams, as no one's in trouble yet. That is Parnan's first foul. Mast gets the first shot to go. And the starters will come back in. For the subs, Pardon and Grimm will come out, namely, and Slee and Huffnagel will come back in. We have to be careful what you're using here, as you only have 2 subs for the entire game. Mass just doesn't get the shot to go. Guthrie will hurry it down, look for an opening, but doesn't have one. Cope rushing in, gets fouled. Went up and took a big hack by 20 Mitchell Miller. And he'll have 2 shots. Last time to the free throw line, he went 1 for 2, missing on the front end, but making the second, so he can put his team up by 3. It's just iron on the first one, so it may continue the trend here. Second attempt is up and good, so he is 2 for 4 on free throws, missing both first ones, making both second ones as Fremont goes up 13-11. Mast handles it with about 2.5 minutes left. They'll drive the baseline, kick it over the corner, but it was tipped out of bounds by Huffnagel. Fairfield will inbound under the basket. Lob pass into 30. He'll survey the landscape. Is wide open for a jumper. Misses off the back iron. Slee with a good rebound. Not a very tall player, but very aggressive. Long pass to Blue. He comes down with it. He's also a varsity wide receiver for the football team, so those skills learned there probably helped with him catching that ball. Fairfield defense comes off screens very well as they try to screen for threes, but don't get it. Very good defense with a steal by number 20. He goes up, misses, but they get the rebound. Mass will go up, it gets blocked, and Huffnagel gets the rebound. Another dangerous pass to Blue, but he handles it again, but then it gets poked away, so he's double teamed. Lots of back and forth here. Another floater by 20, Mitchell Miller, and he'll get it. As we have a tie game for the first time since the first quarter, I believe. Very poor ball handling by the Eagles as they inbound it. It just goes off his knee. So Fairfield will inbound under their basket again. Very efficient movement here. 30 looks for a shot, doesn't get it. 20 will drive. Mass fake like he's gonna shoot it, but doesn't look like he wants to. 30 will drive, he's got a lane, goes up, good scoop shot, just misses. Cope with the rebound, and then another miss by Huffnagel. Just lost it off his knee again. I thought that was on the floor. I believe they'll get, yep, they will give the shot to number 10, Seth Yoder, so they take a 2-point lead, and he gets a free throw attempt. Up and good, so biggest lead here for any team since the first quarter. Fairfield up by 3 as Fremont needs to cut down on the ball handling errors. Just settle down here and get a shot. Kick it over to the corner for Huffnagel. He'll shoot and get it. Only 2 threes made in this game so far by both teams, and both have been made by Huffnagel. Although Fairfield has had plenty of attempts, but we will have a tie game now with a minute left. Push foul on, I believe, 13, Guthrie for the Eagles. First player on any team with more than 1 foul. And we'll be at 1-1 with a minute left, so just made it. And Seth Yoder will have 2 shots coming. No, 1-1, so if he makes the first, he'd have a second shot. Shot is up and goes in after hitting the iron about 3 separate times. Cohen Custer will come out of the game with a minute left in the half, probably rest him up a little. Second shot is good. So Fairfield have a 2-point lead with a minute left in this one. They'll get over to Slee. He gets double teamed, looking for someone. He's got Guthrie. They're looking for an opening on this press. Huffnagel with another 3. Just misses. Cope with a contested rebound. Gets stolen by Mass. And they will probably hold it again, 30 without the top of the key, just like last quarter. Hope to get a shot off before the quarter ends. They'll move it around a little bit now. 30 had a shot, but it was instantly covered. Stolen by Guthrie. He's got a breakaway, but 2 players on him. And another turnover as it got ripped out of his hands by another player. Must have some sweaty hands for the Eagles right now. With less than 10 seconds left, they're still holding. Mass will probably drive without telling. No, they got a wide open shot. Missed. And off of Fremont. Brogan Blue tried to dive for it, but lost his footing. And Fairfield will have 1 second left, which is plenty of enough time to find an open shooter, get in his hands for him to get the shot off. We'll see what they do. And they will not. But Fairfield retains the lead, 18-16 at the end of the first one. Fremont had 7 fouls in that one to Fairfield's 5 fouls. So not a low fouling game, not a high fouling game. Fremont a little more physical, you'd guess. It appears that Fairfield is led in scoring by number 10, Seth Yoder. He has 6 points. And Fremont will be tied in leading scores with Cope and Huffnagel both with 6. As it appears that both varsity teams will come out here for a warm-up at halftime. And we'll take a little break here and see you in a few minutes. You're watching Fremont Eagles Network, varsity basketball, or JV and varsity basketball. Welcome back to Fremont Eagles Network after a short halftime as we prepare to play the second half of this JV boys basketball game between Fremont and Fairfield. Fairfield still leads by 2, 18-16, as Coach Bontrager trying to come up with a new game plan for his Eagles, or just tell them run the old one better, and we'll see how we do. The main piece of advice I would guess would be to just cut down on the turnovers, because Fremont, probably out of their last 10 possessions, 5 or 6 of them had to end in turnovers, which is not optimal if you're a coach or a player or a fan in general. Fairfield will start out with the advantage as they have 2 points and the ball. So Fremont will have to get things started on defense first and get points off their defense. And here we go. 14 more minutes to go. Mass will drive, take a power layup, and gets it. It's very helpful when you're 6'5". 3 players on defense on the press, only 1 for Fremont until Broken Blue came down to help. The presses make them a little anxious with the ball. Huffnagel will drive, get it over to Blue. He'll drive, look for an opening, doesn't have one. Slee will take a carded 3 off the rim, and Fairfield with a breakaway. Only 2 players to beat. Good pass, it goes up and gets another one. So all of a sudden, they're starting to break this one wide open as they score on their first 2 possessions, and Fremont does not. Slee will bring it up, gets it over to Huffnagel. He loses it again. Retains it though. Gets it over to Guthrie, to Blue. He'll drive. Gets it over to Cope, wide open, and misses the wide open layup. Wow, big break for Fairfield there. The opposite for Fremont, as they need to get something going here. Got to get a stop. And a travel will be called on number 23, Cohen Custer. As Fremont will get the ball back, down 6. Then he makes something work. And there will be a foul on 23, Cohen Custer. Call his name many times. Fairfield's getting a little handsy, pushing, shoving, and grabbing, but not enough to be very noticeable. They get it into Brogan. Slee will take it, drives the baseline, kicks it out, and bad pass there, as he should have just taken the shot, in my opinion at least. Fairfield gets the ball again, as Fremont has yet to score in this half. The only player with any 3s on either team remains Caden Huffnagel for the Eagles with 2. Hasn't done anything since, and there will be a reach-in foul on number 45, Connor Slee. That'll be a second foul. Teams first, as both teams start out with a foul each in this half. Fremont will bring in 1 sub, 15 Ethan Grimm for 45 Connor Slee. So they bring in they bring out a shooter and bring in a power player down low. Most of the time he can shoot when he wants, but Mass with it on the perimeter. You don't typically see someone 6'5" on the perimeter, but there he is. Huffnagel playing tough defense. Fairfield looking for an opening, not quite finding one, but fine then. I don't need to find one at this point. Just let the clock run if you're up by 6. And a blocking foul will be called on Huffnagel. That will be his second foul as well. So getting a little eager, trying to absorb these fictional charges, trying to get the ball back. Fairfield looking for an opening. Gets it to Mass. He's trapped by Blue. Wide open 3. Huffnagel didn't cover him. Just out, though. And Guthrie will get the rebound. Looking for an opening as they hurry down the court. Get it over to Blue. He'll drive baseline. Kick, and Grimm will lose the ball off his hands. Grimm Fremont General having a lot of issues handling the ball right now. That's probably Grimm's 3rd or 4th foul. Grimm's 3rd or 4th turnover. Fairfield on offense again, looking for an opening. Mitchell Miller will handle it for Fairfield. He looks for an opening, can't find one. Gets a screen from Mass, goes the other way. Caleb Miller will drive, get the layup. Good drive by him as Cope was worried about the foul and didn't really put his arms up. This press hard to break for Fremont as Blue will bring it up the court. He will do a ill-advised pass that is stolen. Probably should have gone up himself with that one instead of making a pass, but. And his hands were clean, but his body wasn't, as the foul will be on Gage Cope, body foul. As Cope will pick up his second foul. And Caleb Miller will have 2 shots. Misses the first. Bryce Parnan will come in for the Eagles for Broken Blue, so two similar players in terms of skill set, although Parnan will usually shoot more than Blue will. Miller's second shot is up. Off the back iron, and tipped by Parnan and recovered by Slee. As the Eagles remain down by 8. They remain 8 now. There's a layup there somewhere. Guthrie will get tired of it and drive, but gets blocked. Guthrie was tired of the goose egg on the board and drove, but got blocked, as Fremont is still scoreless in this half. Looking for a shot somewhere, something to get going. Slee will take a 3. And just off. And neither ref sure of where the possession was going, but it will go to Fairfield. They remain up by 8 points, which in a JV game that is tough defense like this is hard to come back on. A little shove by Fairfield after, and then the jump shot, but he'll miss it. Guthrie will get it over to Parnan on the corner, back to Grimm. Lots of freshmen on the court right now, Fremont at least. Slee with a jumper, 2 out of control and missed it, but Cope gets the rebound. Guthrie will get a nice fake shot. Parnan for 3 on the corner, misses, but Cope gets the layup. So Fremont gets its first points of the half on a layup by Gage Cope as he breaks the tie with Huffnagel and becomes a leading scorer for Fremont. Now Fairfield, their turn looking for a shot, as it is a 2-possession game at 6 points. Good fake shot by 22. He'll take a jump shot and go in. So they retain the deficit they had before Cope made that shot earlier. Slee almost lost it again. Go back and get blocked again. But looks like he got hit in the nose when he was on defense earlier. Got some blood, they'll have to bring in a sub. Huffnagel will come in. Still the only player who's made any threes out of all 10 players on the floor. And he's made 2 of them. Looks like they'll try to retain the streak, but he was not open. He'll go up and get the and one. Good drive for a player that is only listed at 5'7", and gets the shot to go and the free throw. As they can get back within 5 with this free throw. Too strong, rims out. Blue with an aggressive rebound and gets pushed by, can't see these numbers, he's turned away. 14, who is also not listed on my roster. Fairfield doesn't shoot very many threes, but the ones they have shot, they've missed, so I can see why they're not shooting very much. Huffnagel gets over to the Blue. Goes up with it, off the glass, and gets it. So Fremont getting a little bit of momentum on offense now as they settle down and just get some good shots here. They were down by 8. They've cut that deficit in half as they're down by 4 now. Fairfield just trying to settle down and keep a sizable lead by just scoring consistently. They have an open 3 just off the mark. Huffnagel will get the rebound and they'll hurry down. Guthrie will eye that dangerous pass but not take it. Huffnagel will handle it. Gets over to Guthrie for a deep 3. Good! Fairfield will take a timeout as the Fremont Eagles take a 7-point run to come within 1 point of the Fairfield Falcons with 1:20 left in this quarter. Well, I'm mildly surprised that has got through his first 3 of the entire game. He usually shoots very well and scores very well in general. I believe Slee may be coming back in the lineup with both nostrils full of Kleenex. He was gushing blood earlier. Fairfield getting themselves hyped up to they still have the lead. And they still have the ball. So they just got to get a little bit going here and maintain their deficit. Nearly a minute left to go in this quarter as Fairfield will bring it down the court. More fans starting to file in for this one as the varsity game nears. They trap, but they get the ball out, tipped, and stolen by Cope. So the Eagles have the chance to take first lead they've had since the first half. They scored no points in the first half of the quarter, and I believe they've scored 7 since. Guthrie will handle it at the top of the key, set up the offense. He doesn't want any more turnovers. He wants a good, clean play executed instead of just madness. Grimm will handle it. Looks for an opening, gets double teamed. Guthrie on the corner. Fairfield playing very good defense here. Get it over wide open to Huffnagel for 3. Just off. And rebound goes to Blue. And we'll have a jump ball. Possession will stay with Fremont. Broken Blue for Fremont has not scored very much, but he's made himself very useful on defense and off the boards. As without his rebounds, Fremont may not be nearly as much in this. They're looking for an inbound. They can't find it. They get it over to Huffnagel. He'll drive, go up, and get the floater as Fremont takes its first lead since the first half. When it was early in the third quarter when they early in the second quarter when they first had a lead. Fairfield playing with a little bit of urgency here as they see their 8-point lead evaporate to nothing. Jumper rims out, and Cope had the rebound in his hand but lost it. And then Huffnagel steals it, ball's rolling around everywhere. And 8 seconds had to have elapsed there as the ball was just thrown around and nobody seemed to intend to grab it. They're just throwing hands and wrestling. As Huffnagel's on the floor a little longer. Looks like he might have torqued his ankle a little bit. So he'll hobble off the court. Grimm will probably come in for him. That is the longest time I have seen in any of my high school basketball games a ball be up for grabs for that long. I believe 7 or 8 out of the 10 people on the court got involved in that scrum, wrestling for it.
Tomorrow, as they host the Hamilton Marines. The JV game will start at 6.
As you might hear our public address announcer talking about right now, Fremont will be quickly back in action tomorrow night, also at home versus another NECC opponent, the Hamilton Marines, at the same usual time.
At halftime of the varsity game, there will be a performance by our Eagle.
Tomorrow's game will not be streamed on Fremont Eagles Network, so you'll actually have to pay your way into that one. 7 minutes to go. Close game. Fremont 27, Fairfield 26. As the lead has gone back and forth in this one, as I believe Fremont at one point had a 5 or 6 point lead, Fairfield an 8-point lead, and now Fremont holds on to a tiny 1-point lead. And I'm not sure who the ball will be going to. According to the possession arrow, it will be Fairfield. No one's going to inbound though. Wait, there we go. They thought they were on defense, I guess. Braxton Davis, no, sorry, wrong number. Mitchell Miller will bring it down the court. He gets trapped, but good pass gets it away. They'll look for an opening. Parnan, the freshman, in off the bench, playing very aggressive defense. Understandably, he has more energy than most of them. Yep, and a travel. One too many steps made by number 3, Zach Miller, the junior for Fairfield. According to the roster I have, Fairfield does not have any freshman basketball players. Their entire JV is comprised of juniors and sophomores. Slee gets trapped and gets it over to Parnan. Parnan gets trapped. Eagles moving the ball around quickly as Fairfield is trapping anybody who has the ball, forcing ill-advised passes, which is what is happening. Parnan loses it. Easy breakaway layup for number 3, Zach Miller, as Fairfield retakes a 1-point lead. Back and forth here. Terry Bontrager telling the Eagles to settle down a little bit, set the offense. Fairfield playing a very, very aggressive defense here, always trapping the offensive player. And Coach Bontrager will call a timeout here to try to figure this one out. And it's got to be side for the JV players. The varsity head coach, Josh Zucki, has come out to give them some advice and drop the play for him. Guess he decided he had to step in and make something happen here. Starting to get a decent crowd here tonight at the Steel Cage for tonight's upcoming varsity contest between Fairfield and Fremont. We're about 3 rows deep in the student section right now. Most of them got the memo, wearing some kind of color rush in white tonight. A few of them didn't, wearing darker colors for some reason, but I'm sure they'll hear about it on Monday. Only about a minute gone in this quarter as Fremont will inbound under their basket, down 1. That's really at this time that something could turn around. Fremont can either score here and retake the lead, or Fairfield can get a stop and get the ball back with a lead. Things would be a lot easier for him. Cope gets the ball, makes a very bad pass, but it is lost. Guthrie gets his hands back on it, and it should be a jump ball. It should be a jump ball. Fairfield coach didn't like that one, I guess. But Fremont will retain possession due to the rotating arrow. Mass playing very aggressive defense. Guess he didn't like the call. Parnan gets the ball over to Guthrie. Back to Slee. Parnan in the corner. Doesn't like what he sees. Gets it over to Guthrie. While he's still in the air, passes to Cope. He'll go up and get it to go. The possession could hardly have gone any better for Fremont as they get the layup and don't turn it over with that tough defense. And they will regain a 1-point lead over Fairfield as it's gone back and forth about 3 times just this quarter. Mass will get the ball, almost loses it, but gets it back wide open for, it's hard to read these numbers, the bright yellow Sharpie uniforms. I do not have this player's number, but he got the layup and got him the 1-point lead back. Slee gets over to Guthrie for 3, off, and it will stay with Fremont. Looked like it might have been tipped by Grimm, but the rest will give it back to Fremont. Coach with some advice for freshman Bryce Parnan out there as Guthrie will inbound. We'll get it over to Slee. Almost lost it. Over to Cope, wide open, but he's covered quickly. Slee for 3, just off. Parnan goes up and gets the shot. Regains the lead by 1 and gets the free throw. Went up strong, got fouled, and got the shot. Still a low fouling game. Fairfield will get its 4th team foul of the entire half, as that will be Zach Miller's 3rd foul, I believe. Fremont has 3 team fouls. Parnan lets loose and gets the free throw, so we go up, add the lead by a point. 2-point lead for Fremont. Fairfield comes up, being very aggressive with the ball. They haven't shot a 3 in a while. It doesn't usually work for them, but the drives they're doing are working very well. And loses the ball off of Fremont's pressure, and it will go back to Fremont and a 2-point lead, so a very good chance for them to turn this one around and blow it open. Slee has the ball, gets it over the timeline to Parnan. He sits in the corner. Parnan back to Guthrie. Over to Grimm. Over to Slee, back to Parnan. Over to Guthrie. Looks like they're trying to tire Fairfield out a little bit. Just making long distance passes, making them run around. And Coach Bondrick will call timeout and get things organized a little bit. He's got to be thinking, I have the lead, I have the ball. I could do something here to ice this cake. That's what I'd be thinking at least. That might not be the exact wording that he thinks, but see what happens. Starting to turn into a pretty good turnout of the adult fans for Fremont. I can see a lot of adults, a lot of parents, as well as some wrestlers, some girls basketball players, even some members of the swim team, which we only have 2 players on the swim team. One of them is here, at least. Usually you'll get more people at the better games. For example, I'd be surprised if we'd probably get about half of this tomorrow for the Hamilton game, seeing as they haven't won a game yet. But tonight's game should be a good one, as both teams have a very respectable record. They're ranked highly in the NECC conference. It should be a good one between them tonight. But first, we have to round out this JV game. As Fremont will inbound off to the side by the logo with a 2-point lead. We'll see if they cook up here. If I'm the Fairfield coach, I'm sure he's looking for aggressive defense here to get a turnover. Guthrie with it, beyond the timeline, covered by Mast. Surprised he's not inside. Oh. And I'm not sure if it will just be out of bounds or a foul. Just out of bounds. Number 20, Mitchell Miller, came in hard trying to get the turnover, but just tipped it out instead. Looking for an opening. They don't want to give any stupid turnovers. Slee for 3. Just off. Partner will get the rebound. Could have had an easy layup, but lost it. Cope will go up and get the shot. An and one shot with a successful free throw by Bryce Parnan, and now potentially one for Gage Cope. Have really helped Fremont's cause in the last couple minutes of this quarter. As Cope will go to the line. He has 12 points so far, easily leading all scorers for Fremont. It goes up, and it's in. And Fremont went from a 1-point deficit to a 5-point lead. Fairfield getting a little bit anxious, trying to get something going. They might actually take a shot here. They'll get over to Mitchell Miller. He'll drive, go for the jumper. Good form, but just misses. But long rebound goes to Mass. He'll go up and miss. And Cope will get the rebound from Fremont. Gets really trapped, and we'll have a jump ball. So Fairfield lost the rebound, but on the tie-up by 2 different players, they will keep the ball. Ball inbound under their own basket. Looking for some kind of shot here. Wouldn't be surprised if they look Mass low. They'll do the lob, but then they'll pass it out. Looking for a shot. And he'll miss the shot, but he got fouled. So a rare 3 opportunities for free throw shots coming up. As Fremont will go to 4 fouls, I believe. No player with over 2 still. First shot is up and in and out. Lots of force on that one. Bounced around several times before coming out. Miller's second shot's up. This one also rims out. Got to be frustrating for him. They're good shots, just can't seem to fall. Third and final shot, and this one is good, so they will be within 4 points. Fairfield doing almost a total full court press. Slee will get it over to Guthrie. They got to keep the ball moving. Don't get in the corner, so they'll get trapped. Parnan will handle it. They might try to tire them out a little bit. Guthrie with a lane gets over to Cope. Back to Parnan. Fremont's not anxious to score, it seems. Just got to not have turnovers, hold on to the ball with a 4-point lead. Cope with it. Sees an opening, but he's guarded by Mast. And looks like Parnan expected the ball to be tipped by Mast, but ball still got to him and he lost it out of bounds. So Fairfield with a single point last possession, but they also got a foul on Fremont. Now they're down by 4 with exactly 3 minutes left. They'll look for something here. They can cut it to 1 or 2, or even tie it, depending on how conventional you are. Off the front iron, rebounded by Mass. He has been invaluable for them, and gets the jumper. It's helpful when you have a 6'5" guy on the JV. Very ill-advised pass by Slee. Should have taken it himself, as he loses it. Parnan skies for the steal, tips out of bounds instead, but got a nice round of applause from the fans for that act of athleticism. The deficit just goes back and forth in this one. Fairfield with 8-point lead, Fremont with 5-point lead, now it's back down to 2. They're looking for Mast. He's winning the ball. He's boxing out very well. 23 will drive, good drive, scoop shot is good. Tie game as Fremont starts to get a little anxious here. Slee with it. Tie game with the ball, looks like they'll probably just try to relax here and make sure they just get a score, period. You don't want to turn it over. He'll go up and get it blocked. Cope tipped it and got it back. Slee will drive. Over to Guthrie. Ball's moving around a lot here. Screen by Parnan, but they come off it very well. Parnan himself will have the ball. He'll drive. And steal, bad pass. And they'll call the body on Slee. That will be his 3rd foul. Doesn't really matter at this point with less than 2 minutes left. Fairfield got the 5-point margin back and now has the ball, so some miscues by Fremont, some good plays by Fairfield. And they can take the lead here with any kind of score whatsoever. Wide open lane for 20, but blocked by Cope. Oh! I am not sure what the Zebra saw there. There was absolutely, literally no contact whatsoever. There's just a block. But he saw something, and I'm not wearing a striped shirt. So 2 shots coming for Mitchell Miller. First one rims out again. Last 3 out of 4 have rimmed out. But he can get the second one as a sub will come in for Fairfield, Zach Miller. Coming in for Mitchell Miller. They've hardly brought out Mass here in this game. He's been invaluable for obvious reasons. Fairfield keeping up its press. They'll get it to Slee. Fairfield being very physical, but just on that edge for everything to be a foul, but just under it where it's just good defense to the refs. Guthrie handling it with less than a minute and a half left, as they know if they miss here, Fairfield can just hold the ball if they want, as there's not yet a shot clock in high school basketball. Slee will go up with it. Cage Cope did not expect it, but gets it to Parnan. Cope wide open, goes up and gets fouled. Mass did not agree with that, but I think Fairfield has violently disagreed with every call, so can't say I'm surprised. That will be Mast's 2nd foul, so he has nothing to worry about with only a minute 10 left. Cope can tie it and or take the lead. First one is way off. See, it needs at least hope to tie it here to force Fairfield to get a little aggressive on offense instead of just holding it. Because if Fremont has to foul to stop the clock, it'll be in the bonus. Cope gets it to tie. As both varsities are starting to appear near the tunnels. Also watching in pensive concentration. There's now less than 60 seconds left and a body on Parnan. His 2nd foul. And that will be bonus, so unnecessary foul there that Parnan got. Giving Fairfield 2 free shots. Oh. Hits the first. Second shot, also good. So Fremont, 59 seconds left. We'll see what they do here. Guthrie wanted to take the 3, but thought better of it. Less than 50 seconds left. It's gonna that point if Fairfield gets the ball back, they'll just hold it. I'm not sure what was going on there. Cope was not expecting the pass for some reason. He was open under the basket and just slapped it out of bounds for some reason. The one thing that's killed Fremont in this game has been turnovers. They've lost the ball so many times, slipped it out, thrown it away, which is uncharacteristic because usually they're forcing turnovers, not getting them. They'll probably have to foul here. Yeah, Fairfield just pass it around. They got time. Fremont needs to hope here that he'll miss one of his free throws, as the game is solidly in control of Fairfield at this point. Fremont's racked up a lot of fans tonight on their side of the bleachers. They're in for a show if the game's anything like what tonight's is. First shot is good as they go up by 3. Fremont's going to have lots of urgency if he makes this one. And they're flawless on free throws now, as Zach Miller will come in for Fairfield. They'll bring out Caleb Miller. Guthrie will bring it in. They'll be looking for either 2 twos or a 3. 3 is off the mark. And I am surprised, but somehow there was a foul on Connor Slee. He just poked the ball away, but they gave him a foul. That'll be Slee's 4th foul, and they'll have 2 more shots. Really being helped out by the free throws here. It's up to you who they have to thank for that. Shot is off. Cope is pushed, no foul. He's grabbed, there it is. And true to form, Fairfield complains about the foul, but Stripes think otherwise, and Fremont will have 2 shots. Cope's first shot is up and good, as we just received a blast of feedback, as our public address announcer must be a Fairfield fan. He must have tried to distract Cope there. Second shot is up, also good. Fremont does not call a timeout. They must not have one left, as there's only 15 seconds left. Very good trap. Tie up and a foul on Guthrie. His 4th. Thought there was going to be a jump ball there, but he grabbed him by the waist a little bit. Fairfield, will have 2 shots. If they make both of them, you can pretty much wrap this one with a bow. So we'll see what happens. Double bonus. It's off. So Fremont with a chance here, even if he makes this one. Caleb Miller will come out for Fairfield and will be replaced by Cohen Yoder. Probably getting a fresh body in there. Second shot is up, and that is off, but it ends up helping Fairfield because they had the rebound. 2 guys close to the basket, and they could not get a rebound. Colossal mistake by Fremont, as they had 2 over 6-foot players right next to the basket and somehow could not end up with a rebound. As it stands, Mass will go to the free throw line, his first trip in a while. We'll see how good his shots are. First one is good. And it will probably all come down to this shot. Second shot is up and good. Flawless shooting by Mass. There'll have to be a flop on a 3 here if they want to get it to go. Very poor shot, very poor pass by Parna. Not sure what his plan was there. Final score of the JV game, Fairfield 42, Fremont 38. Closest game that the Fremont JV has had in a while, as the last 3 games have ended with wins of over 20-plus points. Fairfield clearly a tougher opponent tonight, so good game for JV to learn from as our varsity players prepare to come out. We'll have about a 20-minute warm-up, and we'll see you then, also on Fremont Eagles Network and IHSA TV.
Up they go ahead.